Hello everyone. Welcome to KSR Data Vision YouTube channel. Myself Sai Babu. Today I am going to explore about on-prem to cloud data migration. So let's jump into the topic. So if you see today topic is on-prem to cloud Fabric Lakehouse data migration. So already I prepared a architectural diagram. So let me explain this architectural diagram. So I have a on-prem SQL server. So in the on-prem SQL server, let me show that. So this is my on-prem SQL server. In this, I have a database called Fabric database. In that, I have this 11 tables. So this 11 tables, I need to migrate from my on-prem to cloud. What is my cloud here? Here, Fabric. So here my cloud is Fabric. So I want to migrate this 11 tables to Fabric Lakehouse. So for that, what are the components here we are using? One is on-premises SQL server, the second one is on-premises data gateway, and while coming to the cloud, in the cloud under data factory, we have a component called pipeline and the next component called lakehouse. So this is about the diagram. So how it will works? So in between on-prem and cloud, we need to build a bridge. So what is the bridge? We call that bridge as a on-premises data gateway. If we have the path, then only we can push this data from on-prem to cloud. So as part of this architectural diagram, we need to create few components. Let's see what is that components. Already I have my SQL server here. So a part of that, in the cloud we need to create one is pipeline and one is lakehouse. So let's jump into the Power BI. So here if you see, this is the my Power BI, as well as we call it as a Fabric environment. So in this, first let me create workspace. Okay, so go to here workspace, click on this workspace. If you want to create new workspace, here you can, there is a option called new workspace. Just click on this. Once click on this, this is the workspace. So I will give on-prem to cloud workspace. Okay, on-prem to cloud workspace. And if you want to create any fabric related work items, you should have trial lessons. Okay, per pro and premium per user it will not work. Okay, so keep in mind that. So for that, if we have trial or pro license, just click on this advanced option. In this you can choose trial. Okay, see here what it is mentioned: select trial to assign this workspace to fabric trial capacity. Okay, so if we opt this trial capacity and click apply. Once if I click apply, it is creating a new fabric trial workspace. How should we know that is this workspace is a fabric trial? Just go to this. Here there is a symbol. If you on hover, see it is automatically displaying this is a Microsoft Fabric trial workspace. Okay, fine. Now what is our next action? We need to create these two components. First let me create Lakehouse. So go here, and if you want to create any fabric item, here if you see these are the options: new item, new folder, import, migrate. So if you want to create new item, just click on this new item. Once if you click on this new item, so whatever the all the items we should able to create in the fabric trial workspace, it will be show here. Here if you see, visualize the data and get the data components and store the data and prep the data, like this lot of components are there. But our requirement is we will create lake house. Just type lake. If we type lake, automatically it is showing lake house. So click on lake house. Once if we click on lake house, it is asking a one name. So okay, we will give on-prem to cloud underscore LH. LH stands for lake house. So it will be easily identifiable. If you want to create warehouse, you can use WH warehouse. So just click create. Once if we click create, now Fabric is creating one new lake house called on-prem to cloud. So it is creating. So let us wait until it creates. Okay, Fabric Lakehouse is created and Lakehouse is loading. So here it is saying loading your Lakehouse. Okay, fine. So now the Lakehouse is created. Okay, so this is the Lakehouse UI will look like this. So in this, primarily we need to focus on two components. One is tables and files. Let me explain this. What is files and tables? Files means whatever the you are getting raw files, you can dump in the files. if I click on this horizontal ellipsis, you can create shortcut means we can pull the data from other than this Microsoft Fabric, like we can pull the data from AWS, we can pull the data from GCP, and we can create new subfolders also, and we can directly upload files and folders. Like this we have a lot of options. This is we can save, I would say, raw data. We will prefer to save raw data. And while coming to the tables, here you can store semi-structured and structured data. That too, here in Lakehouse, it will, this table section will support for delta table format. So here whatever we will save, it should save in a delta table format in the table section. And here while coming to this, you can get the data same, whatever the options here showing the same options. We can create a new semantic model, we can create a new notebook, and this is the data lake access, and this is new option, update all variables. Initially it was not there, so this is it. So okay, what we done, we created lakehouse. Next, let me check architectural diagram. Next we have to create a pipeline. Okay, we have to create a pipeline. So go to this one. So what we will do, I opened one more tab here, just let me refresh this. So the created workspace and the corresponding items will be reflected in this tab. So what is space name? Our workspace name is on-prem to cloud. So our workspace name is on-prem to cloud. So here, if you want to create pipeline also, the same procedure, click on new item. So come here and search for pipe. So if you type pipe in, immediately it will show data pipeline. Just click on this data pipeline. So if we click on this data pipeline, so it is loading. So we need to give it some meaningful name. So on-prem to cloud pipeline, on-prem to cloud pipeline. Let me give that meaningful name. Just click create. So now pipeline is creating. So meanwhile, let me head over to architectural diagram. So here if you see, the main important component is gateway. Let me show that you see, this is my gateway. So the gateway is online and ready to be used. So please keep in mind that if you want pull the data from on-prem to cloud, in Fabric gateway is mandatory. If you ask me, in Azure how we are doing, Azure is a different, the procedure is same, but in place of gateway in the Azure we are using self-hosted integration runtime. So in place of self-hosted integration runtime, here we are using the gateway. Okay, this is the only difference. So how to install on-premises data gateway, we will provide a documentation link in this video description. So you can go through that document and you can install on-premises gateway. Once you install, then you can experiment this exercise. So let me go to here. I think yes, this pipeline is created now. Pipeline is created, lakehouse is ready. Okay, fine. Now the next what we will do, we need to create a activity. Here if you want, you can use a copy data assistant. If you new to this, you can start practice with sample data. And here a lot of templates also is there. And here we have see in the pipeline ribbon bar, we have a lot of options, these and all there. So now our requirement is we need to create a pipeline. So what I will do, I'll start with blank canvas. So okay, I'll click on here. Once if I click here also, the same options is showing. So in this what I will do, I will select lookup. Let me tell you why this lookup I am selecting. So in this lookup, if you ask me, here we are not pulling only single table. We are, our requirement is we want to pull all these tables, all these 11 tables. So what this lookup it will do, so in this lookup it will capture the metadata, schema name and table name. So you can keep these settings as it is. So if you are if you want to use this in real time, you can rename it properly according to the your project name, description and all. So let me go to settings. If I go to settings, first we need to build a connection between this cloud to this on-prem. So already my gateway is ready. Okay, already my gateway is ready. So click on this, and in the settings just click on this connection drop down. So here click on more. Okay, once if you click on more, it is opening in a new window. So let's wait until it's load. So it's loading. So it's taking some time, longer time than expected. Okay, now it is open. So here if you see, you can give a connection. For now we have only two components, one lake and azure. So what I will do, in the new sources, actually here it is presented our SQL server database. But if you want to see what are the data sources is currently supporting, just click on this view more. Once if I click on this view more, see this many data sources are supporting, like files, database, power platform, azure, and online services, and others also is there. So in this, from where my requirement is, I want to pull a database called SQL Server, on-prem SQL. Just click on this database. So here it is supporting this many databases. So in this, what I will do, I'll select SQL Server database. Once I select, it is asking some details: server name, database name, some this and all. So if you suppose you have a azure SQL database in azure environment, so you can pull from there also. Okay, you can pull from there also. At that time you can pull easily from azure to fabric. Okay, so now our requirement is we need to give a client server name. So the I will show how to get the server name. Go to your Microsoft SQL Server, just right click on this, click on properties. Once if you click on properties, this is your server name. Just copy this. So go to connection settings. In the server you can paste this. Okay, once you can paste this, and it is asking database name. So what is our database name? Fabric underscore db. Let me type it manually. Fabric underscore db. Okay, okay, fabric underscore db. So here, so it is already initially also I did the same exercise, that's why it is automatically taken. So now here what I will do, I'll create new connection. Okay, click on new connection. In your case it will not show directly, you have to create new connection. So I click, and if you want to rename this, you can rename it according to the your requirement. So I'll keep as is for now. So see, this is where your gateway comes into the picture. Now it is asking to give a gateway. So just refresh this once and click on this already. Let me check once what is our gateway. This is okay. I'll select, this is our gateway. And now while coming to the authentication here, currently I'm pulling data from my Windows machine. So what I will do, I'll select Windows. So in case if you are pulling from Azure SQL Server, from Azure environment, you can choose service principal. Okay, so for now I'll select Windows. And what I will do, I'll give my username. So already my username is I done copy pasted here. So I'll copy and I'll paste it here. I will use my Windows password. Okay, I will use my Windows password. Now while coming to the organization level, so it depends upon your requirement. So for now I'll leaving this as a none. So and uncheck this, use a encrypted connection. Okay, uncheck this, use encrypted connection. Okay, so I think all details are filled. Now let me connect. Okay, so just hit on connect. Once if I click on connect, it is connecting to the data source. What it is connecting, or for each this one lookup activity, we are connecting to the database. Okay, let's wait until it connects to the data source, because it is on-prem. So it will take a bit longer time than expected. So let us wait until it completes. So I'm telling you, gateway is mandatory to do this exercise. So please install gateway in your machine, and we will provide the link in the description box URL. You can go through that. Okay. So now if you see, connection details also there, connection type is there, database is there, and everything is there. So I'll tell you one best practice. Whenever you are doing Azure pipelines, everywhere there is an option called test connection. You can before proceeding further, just test the connection, is the connection is established between cloud and on-prem. So what I will do, I'll hit test connection. So now it is testing the connection. Connection means, we go to architectural diagram, this is the path between on-prem and cloud. The path between the on-prem path is nothing but a bridge, the bridge between these two. Yes, see, if you see, connection successful. Okay, now so far so good. Now here it is automatically selected table. So as I said earlier, we are not here to pulling single table. We want to pull all the tables from the database. So we want to pull the all the table from the database. For that, we will write a query. So for that, just select query. So already I prepared this query. So I'll copy and I'll paste it here. Let me explain now this query. So what this query is doing, this query is pulling the schema name and table name from the database. Okay, this query is pulling the schema name. This is the schema name and this is the table name pulling from the on-prem SQL server. So everything is ready and one thing is pending. We are not pulling only first row. Okay, we want to pull all the complete data in the respective tables. So for that you can uncheck this box. Okay, this is completed. Okay, so now after this we will insert one more component here. Just go to activities here. In the activities, now we need to capture this output. Where we need to capture this output? So for that, here if you see lot of options are there. So if I on over this for each, just click on this. Once if I click on this for each activity is added to the canvas. First what you will do, you can give a connection between these two. Okay, the connection is set up. Now this for each activity, what we need to do, so if you want you can give proper name here. For now I am leaving this as is. So just click on settings. Once if you click on settings, here we need to capture output of this. Okay, we need to capture output of lookup. For this, here just in the items, click. So before that we want to pull the tables one by one in the sequential way. For that you can check this box. Once you can check this box and later in the items click, and here we can add a dynamic content. For that just click on add dynamic content. Once if we click on add dynamic content, so it will open a window. So it is opening. Let's wait. So here already the lookup activity output is presented here. So just click on this. So here it is what it is doing, activity lookup dot output. So we need to capture what value. So for that, what here we need to do, just type dot value. Okay, it is automatically showing value. So here what we are doing, from the lookup what it is producing the output, that output we are capturing in the for each activity. So type this here and click OK. So now here it is completed. Okay, so in the lookup we are capturing the schema name and table name, and in for each we are capturing that schema name and table name here. Okay, so far so good. So now in this, if you observe clearly, in this box there is a option called plus. Here we can add copy activity. Now we will add copy activity. Why? What is this copy activity? The copy activity is copy the data from one place to another place. So here just click on this plus, and here also we have the lot of components are there. In this, just I select copy data. Okay, I'll select copy data. So now what I'll do, I'll click on this copy. Okay, I'll click on this copy. So now click on source. So here also if you want to give any proper name, you can give the proper name according to the requirement. So for now what I will do, I'll click on source. Okay, source. Here also in the copy data activity also, what is our source? Source is SQL Server. Okay, so just click on this drop down. Already initially we created a connection. Okay, initially we created a connection. So select the same connection. Okay, already it is connected. So connection type SQL Server. Okay, so connection type SQL Server. Now here first, before proceeding further things, just click test connection. Okay, click test connection. So test connection is successful. Okay, test connection is successful. Now here what we will do, here it is asking for table name. So we are not pulling table by table, we want to pull all the table at a time. So for this what we will do, we will enter manually. Just select this box. So now see, it is asking schema name and table name. So here what we will do, just click on this box. Here it is asking add dynamic content. So select this and select this for each item. So here first whatever the output capturing for each, that for each output we need to pass it here. So output dot, here what is this schema name, schema underscore name. Okay, make sure proper spelling, schema, schema underscore name. So click OK. So here schema name, next we need to give table name. So click on here and select add dynamic content. So now here select for each output item dot table underscore name. So what is this item dot table underscore name? Make sure proper spelling checks, then click OK. So once if it is completed, our source part is completed. Okay, source what is completed. Next we'll go to destination. Okay, in the destination, what is our destination? If I go to destination after pipeline, what is destination is lakehouse. Under lakehouse, delta tables. Okay, so here what I will do, click on this drop down, whether it is showing here, but it's a good practice to click on more and select it from here. Okay, select it from here. If I select here, so we can push this data to lakehouse, warehouse, SQL database, and these are all new destinations. Okay, so here what I will do, my lakehouse is on-prem to cloud lakehouse. Just I'll select this. Once if I select this, it is connecting. Okay, so it is connecting, so it is loading. So let's wait until it completes. Yeah, so now it is loaded. So now here what we need to do, we need to give a name. So whatever we are pulling from the source in the destination, while it is saving, we need to give a table name. For this what we will do, just click here. So here click on add dynamic content. Once if you click on add dynamic content, so whatever the output we are getting, that for each output click on this item dot table underscore name. So it is automatically showing. So this table underscore name, from where it is coming, let me explain you. Click OK. So when we are selecting this one, here we defined as a table underscore name, that's why it is displaying here. So in this destination also it is, so in the copy activity also it is completed. Okay, so everything was completed. Now let me tell you what here I did. Let me repeat it again. So in the first what we done, we added a lookup activity. In the lookup activity, we connected with our on-prem SQL server, and by using the on-premises data gateway, and here we want to pull the tables, all the tables dynamically. That's why we selected query, and here we return this query. This query what it will do, it will capture the schema name and table name, and we are not pulling only first row, we want to pull all the rows in the tables. That's why we unchecked this box. Then we took one for each activity. In the for each activity we want to copy the data sequentially, that's why we are checked this box, and here we created a parameter, we need to capture output of this lookup. So lookup activity output dot value. So under this we added a copy data. So this copy data, here also we established a connection between on-prem SQL server to this one, and here in the table name we given item dot schema underscore name. Item means for each output this table underscore name, and while coming to the destination, in the destination we given table name. Okay, so everything set. Okay, so now first let's save this pipeline. If I click save, so now it is saving the pipeline. Let's wait until it saves. Now pipeline saving completed. So now it's ready to run. Okay, now it's ready to run. So if you want to run, in the ribbon bar there is a option called run. Okay, so if you want to schedule also, you can schedule it. I'll tell you what is this later. So for now everything was ready to launch. So what I will do, I will click on run. So let me click on run. So if I click on run, starting on-prem to cloud, pipeline successfully running. Okay, pipeline ran, started. So first lookup activity is started executing. It is pipeline status. If you see here, pipeline status is in progress. Okay, pipeline status is in progress. So here it is automatically refreshing. Suppose here it is not refreshing, here there is a button called refresh button, pipeline refresh. You can click and you can do a manual refresh also for this pipeline run status. Okay, so it is started at 556. Okay, it is started at 556. Now initially the status was queued. Now the status is in progress, so it is in the progress. Okay, let it run. So lookup activity successfully completed. Now the next component, what it is, for each. Now see, for each is in progress. Okay, let me refresh this web page. So now for each activity is in progress. Under for each activity, copy activity is in the queued stage. Let me refresh manually. So it is refreshing. So in the meantime, we will go to on-prem SQL Server. Let's see what is the first table in that. So that in the Fabric database, the first table is bike data and second table is car data. So the if first copy job completed, the bike data will be loaded into the Fabric Lakehouse. So it is still in progress. Let me refresh it manually again. Okay, okay. Most probably bike data have almost 60,000 records. That's why it is taking some time. So we will wait. So because here we are using trial license, that's why it's taking some slowness. Otherwise, if you use Fabric capacity, it will take fast. So see, it is succeeded. The first copy job is succeeded. Now go to your lake house. Here, see, automatically it is presented. Nothing. Okay, automatically the bike data is loaded in the Fabric is on-prem to cloud lakehouse under the tables as a delta table. So let me refresh it manually again. The next table which is presented in the on-premises SQL Server is car data. Let me check again. Yes, car data. Okay. The next one is car data. Okay, let us wait until it refresh. Completed second copy job. Yes, second copy job also completed. It took 40 seconds. So now if I come here, let me, if you want to refresh, just on hover this table section in the horizontal ellipsis, click on this horizontal ellipsis, click refresh. Once if you refresh, now let's wait. See, automatically car data is loaded here from on-prem. So next electronic store data is in progress. Let us check. Yes, third one is electronic store. Okay, third one is electronic store. So let me refresh it manually again to monitor the pipeline status. Yeah, first three copy jobs completed. See, if you see here, for bike data it took 1 minute 6 seconds, and the second one is car data, it took 40 seconds, and the third one, what is that? Third one is electronic store, it took 44 seconds. So in between, you can, if you want to see this pipeline refresh activity, just click on this refresh. So it is, pipeline is running. Let's wait. If you want, you can adjust by using this. See, now one, two, three, four completed. Let me refresh again here. See, employee info table is also loaded in the lake house. Okay, the fifth one, what is here? Employee info. Yes, correct. So I'll come to this pipeline. See, here it is showing run in progress. The status cannot be updated. Run in progress. Here it is showing run is in progress. I'll click refresh again. So one, two, three, four, five. Five copy jobs successfully completed. Sixth one is running. So let me refresh it again. So meantime, what I will do here, bike data is the first column is region and the last column is order quantity. Let me check that in the my on-prem SQL server. So here, if we see, yes, the first column is region and the last column is order quantity. The first column is let me check a region, and the last column is order quantity. Okay, I'll come to this pipeline running page and I'll refresh it. One, two, three, four, five, six. Sixth job is also completed. Okay, sixth job is also completed. Now let me refresh it manually again. It will load automatically, but sometimes it will take some time. Because of that, we need to do it manually here. Refresh. So now 6 7 employee salary table is also loaded. Okay, So here, now if you see, almost 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, three or more there. I think within 1.5 minute, I think it will complete the pipeline running. So let me drag up here. So this is how, what here it is doing. First lookup activity capturing the metadata and passing that metadata to for each activity. So for each activity, in the for each we added a copy data. It, what it is doing, it is capturing the schema name and table name, and we are producing only table name as output in the lakehouse. So that's why it is showing. So meantime, what I will do, I'll check this output here in this under output. Just click on this. If you click on this, see here, if you see, count 11 tables exactly. Then schema name dbo, table name bike data, schema name dbo, table name car data, like this. What it done, it is captured all the schema names and this one. Next we'll go to this for each activity. So in the, I think for each activity still it is running, that's why it is not showing nothing. So let me refresh it again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and almost we are coming to ending this pipeline running. Okay. So pipeline is still in running. Let's wait. I think it will not take 1 or 2 minutes. It won't take more than 1 or 2 minutes. Let's wait. See here, if you see, the pipeline status is succeeded, run, succeeded, successfully ran on-prem to cloud pipeline. Okay, successfully now completed. First what we will do, let's go to lakehouse, and in the tables just refresh. In the tables, just if you refresh, then automatically the 11 tables will show here. Let us count 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 10 11. See all 11 tables, whatever here in the same order, how it is in the same order, the same order it is copied from on-prem to Fabric Lakehouse. Now let's see this for each activity output. If I click, I think for each just it is capturing the value. Let us see input. So it input also it is capturing the count. Now let's see copy data output. So here see data read, data written. So how many files? So I said 60,000 records are there. So copy duration 57 seconds or something. Let it be. So like this, here if you want to see what is the output, here it will show. Okay, how many record, how many rows read, how many rows copied, what is the copy duration time, like this. So if I say overall, for completing this pipeline, it took almost, let me, if you want to see the run details, click on this view run detail. It is started at 556 and ended at 605, almost 5 4 plus 5 and this one 9, and around I would say 10 minutes of time. It took 10 minutes of time to pull the 11 tables dynamically from on-premises SQL Server to Fabric Lakehouse. So the procedure is same between Azure and Fabric, but the only one thing difference is, in Azure Data Factory also you will use lookup activity for each activity, but in place of this gateway in Azure Data Factory, we will use self-hosted integration runtime. That is the only difference between these two platforms. Remaining is everything is different. So in Azure Data Factory, we will store the data into the Azure SQL database or blob storage, but here we are saving into the Lakehouse. So this is about on-prem to cloud migration. So let me recap here what I did. So initially I created a lookup activity. In that lookup activity, I completed all these connection details, this connection type, and written this query to pull the schema name dynamically. Then we added a for each activity. In this, we created this parameter. Under the for each activity, we added this copy activity. In this item dot table name, we want to capture table name. So later we added this destination also here. The destination is our lake house. So he see, if I am on hovering, it is showing as a total ran, succeeded ran. So if let's say now 11 tables, tomorrow my data engineer will add another one more table. So if I want to pull, so do you think we can every time click on manual run? No, not required. So for that, we can schedule a pipeline. Suppose if your data engineers are uploading data daily evening 6 p.m., you can schedule at 7 p.m. Okay, you can schedule at 7 p.m. How to schedule? Just click on this schedule. So here just turn on this. So here if you want, you can select daily. In the daily, what is the time? Here you can select 7 7 9. Okay, then from which date it should start, from which date it should end, you can end it. You can select time zone also according to the wherever whichever time zone you belongs to. Like this you can schedule this pipeline. Okay, so this is about all about on-prem to cloud migration. So this is the architecture of this on-prem to cloud data migration. So hope you all will like the video. So thank you for watching. Please like, share, comment this video. Please subscribe to KSR Data Vision YouTube channel. We'll meet you in the next Fabric video. Thank you all.